1, 2, is this on? Yo, Jimmy, hit me with that Triple H. Yeah, you let the music keep playing, Mr. Dumb. Yo, tell me who you tell.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. I'm here to lead this evolution in this audio revolution. The microphone messiah is back in the building and in your eardrums. I'm giving you an eargasm, as I always do anytime you listen to this show. But you know I never do it alone. My tag team partner, the Gemini to my J, the Tully to my Arn, the Stevie Ray to my Booker T. Ladies and gentlemen, the Canadian Destroyer, Brandon Tanguma, is joining me for this watch-along, fully loaded 2000. The man that would go on to become Le Champion, Chris Jericho, takes on the Game, Triple H, in a last man standing match. Brandon, how you doing today on this fine Wednesday afternoon, hours before Dynamite?
Well, Philip, you know, besides a global pandemic going on, you know, a race riot going on, I'm doing just fine.
Yeah, man, it's become an even crazier time that we are living in. But you know, let's not think about the pandemic. Let's not think about the race riots. Let us entertain you. That's what this show is for now more than ever. I've said that when the pandemic started, and I truly do believe it now with what's going on with Black America. So let us entertain you, please. Ladies and gentlemen, hop on WWE Network, please, and go to Fully Loaded 2000 and get your screen to 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 28 seconds. Now, me, I've never seen this match. I don't know who wins. Brandon, why did you pick this match?
Well, when you tossed it my way that I get to pick it, you know, I get the gratitude. I decided, since we don't really talk, you know, 2000, it's 20th anniversary, of course. I decided to, like, look around, see what I can find, and I decided to pick on this match. Friend of the podcast, Brian Zane, did a recap of this entire pay-per-view, so if you'd like, go and check that out over on his YouTube channel. And apparently, a really good match this entire pay-per-view, a really good show, if you'd like to go and check it out. A very novel. Nowadays, it seems like there's always a last man standing match every single year, but this, only the second ever last man standing match in WWF history.
Wow, absolutely. That's great, man. This wasn't for a championship, right? Neither of these men was the champion?
It was not. This is the semi-main event. This is a big show in terms of kind of pushing new talent. You got Chris Jericho in the main event. This is like a triple main event. You got Kurt Angle and the man who shall not be named, Chris Benoit, in the actual main event, taking on The Rock for the WWF Championship. So, a very important show for the future of the WWF. No Stone Cold, obviously. He's out injured at this time. So, this is a time of shifting the direction, trying to move away from Stone Cold and try to find some different talent.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you've had time to hop on. 1 hour, 39 minutes, 28 seconds, and we are going to press play in 3, 2, 1. Oh, the My Time theme song by the Game. Underrated. Chris Warren, who did the DX theme song, did this one. This is Lemmy. Pre-Motorhead. Stephanie McMahon, the woman's champion.
And during the show, there was multiple kind of promos or vignettes throughout, or not even promos, like backstage segments. So it was almost kind of like a Raw or a SmackDown, where they were still building the matches throughout the show, not only for this match, but even the Undertaker Kurt Angle match. And this is kind of the height of Chris Jericho kind of going back and forth with Stephanie McMahon, you know, calling her the trash bag whore and stuff like that. And then obviously we all know in 2 years they get together. Not like that. To, Stephanie managing Chris Jericho. This match ends up main eventing WrestleMania 18. And the rest is history.
The rest is history, you know. Jericho would call her a dirty, disgusting, bottom-feeding trash bag Homo sapient. In the corner, you see the late, great Howard Finkel, R.I.P. to the Fink. The referee for this contest, Mike Chioda. He had been with the company for 11 years at this point, got hired in '89. Up until his furlough, he was the longest tenured employee of WWE, right ahead of The Undertaker, gets hired in 1990. There he is, the cerebral assassin, the game. In a few years, he would adopt the moniker of the King of Kings. And here we go, the Millennial Man. There he is. Long blonde hair. I know we all love the Judas theme, but you know, the Y2J theme is still one of the best. Triple H looking jacked to the gills.
Definitely a clean body there.
Oh, absolutely. It's really it's really the breast implants.
It's only The Rock.
No, Hunter. I'm pretty sure Hunter had him too. There we go. Stomping a mud hole. Beautiful clothesline by the man that would go to become Le Champion. I miss the flags that they used to just have hanging in the arena. That was cool. Here we go. Triangle drop kick by Jericho. The game goes down to the floor. A move Jericho still does to this day, but it's very rare. An arena full of fans. You haven't seen that in quite some time.
And an arena full of enthusiastic young fans.
Absolutely.
A scene you haven't seen in WWE in a long time.
No face mask, no gloves, no hand sanitizer. Just people watching wrestling, drinking beer, having a good time. Oh, those were the days. Diving back elbow. Could we say a diving Judas effect, Brandon?
Maybe Jericho always had it in his back pocket. He just never knew it until last year.
Jericho did another Saturday Night Special this past weekend. Talked about the Stadium Stampede. It was fun. Nice little insight into that match. Clotheslined over the top. That's a scary bump to take, man. Ribs into the barricade. Is that a Polaroid camera she just broke out there in the crowd?
Yeah, you know, back in the day, Philip, I know it might be crazy to think, but not everyone had a phone in their pockets, and if they did, they didn't have cameras. So you had to bring your own little portable camera, and then take it down to the local Walgreens, CVS,
whatever,
drugstore,
Kinko's,
and get that thing
developed. Absolutely.
Oh, God forbid you had some, X-rated photos in there. You don't want to give the developer guy a show.
No, absolutely.
Maybe you're into that, so. I mean, you guys have like a look of shame as he hands you the packet of photos.
By God. Remember back in the day when the Motorola Razr broke out, we thought that was great, and then, you know, the BlackBerry comes out, and like, there's internet on this phone? That is amazing. That's how
I
old...
thought it was so cool when I had an LG Chocolate.
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
the little phone that would slide up. Still would rather have a Razr though, but...
I mean, I was a fan of the BlackBerry. It looked like he was doing big business. Fun fact, Paul Heyman still uses a BlackBerry.
10, 12 years ago, the BlackBerry was maybe a bigger thing than the iPhone.
Absolutely. You know, and then the kids that had the sidekicks, you know. Did you ever have a sidekick, Brandon?
I did not have a sidekick. I really wanted one. I wanted either that Razr or the sidekick, but I had my little dumb flip phone. Then I went to the Chocolate, and then I had kind of like a sidekick, but it was like the LG version where it would slide up and you get the full keyboard underneath, but then I got an iPhone and never looked back.
Yes. I hopped on the iPhone game coming up 5 years ago this year, later in the fall, and I've never looked back. Hunter choking Jericho with the bandages from his abdomen. Stephanie McMahon, women's champion.
So is this the time where Triple H and Stephanie are like kind of together in real life, but not really, still hiding it from trying to... Oh, the Bulletcast hotline is ringing.
It's ringing wild, brother!
And then, like, it's a complicated relationship they have.
Yes, and, you know, the whole China thing, and oh God.
So that phone call wasn't important because I just answered and hung up.
The story's there. Yeah, man. I think because whenever the test wedding was, that was what, 99, like a year prior to this. Oh, and Stephanie slaps Jericho, slaps him again. That's when they really started to kind of dig each other.
Also on this show, very important in women's wrestling. I think it's the first match Trish and Lita ever had. It was a mixed 6-man tag with TNA taking on the Hardy Boys.
TNA? What does that stand for?
Test and Albert, of course. What else would it stand for?
Total Nonstop Action.
Should be TTNA.
Oh, Jesus. We might have
Trish,
to...
Test, and Albert.
Oh, of course. We might have to do some TNA watch-alongs. A lot of good ish there back in the day. Oh, look at the kissing during the match. How vile. Just look at the size difference here. Abdominal stretch. We don't see that nowadays. That's old school.
Grabbing the hair, go after the ribs.
You see, Triple H was a student of the game and became the game itself.
Stephanie over there getting all hot and bothered.
Yes. During my living room wrestling days, I may have broken out an abdominal stretch or two.
Nothing turns on Stephanie more than a good old-fashioned abdominal stretch.
Oh, God. Maybe if Tess had tried that, things would have worked out, you know? Isn't the last man standing? No. Oh, a hip toss! Isn't the last man standing no DQ? Why is he counting? Oh! Kyoto pushing Hunter.
Doing his best Aubrey Edwards impression.
Absolutely. And there we go. It's about to turn into a slugfest. Oh, spinning heel kick by Jericho.
Jericho very over with the crowd. Might also be because Triple H was a dastardly heel at this time as
Oh,
well.
oh! There, oh, the lion salt failed. Yeah, Jericho had Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins on his show this week. And he said, somebody, I forget who it is. I think he might have said P.S. Hayes told him this. Like, just because the crowd chants your name doesn't mean you're over. And I'm like, isn't that the definition of over? Good old Michael P.S. Hayes, ladies and gentlemen. Doop, doop, doop.
I could kind of see where he's coming from. You know, maybe it's the cool thing to do. Maybe people just, you know, if you just show, well, it all depends. Like, if you're showing up to chant the name, then that's completely different. But if you buy the ticket and you're just like, oh, I'll chant his name, whatever. But if you look at the metrics and merch and stuff, if they chant your name once, then that's one thing. But if you keep coming back, you know, doing the loops and keep chanting their name, then I think you're over.
Pat O'Connor sleeper. Then he turns it with the body scissors, kind of like a Taz Mission, or a Coquina clutch, or a Karafuda clutch, a la Samoa Joe or a Shayna Baszler. I don't know, man. I mean, that's why CM Punk was over like 5 years after we left the company. People just kept chanting his name. You know, Hulk Hogan said that if he adopted the sleeper, then he wouldn't have had 10 back surgeries. And I'm like, I mean, I guess. Could you really get a sleeper over?
I mean, you can get a sleeper over on the house shows.
Absolutely.
We have seen, like, the last 20 years, submissions as a finish definitely have been utilized a little, maybe not utilized better, but definitely have come into vogue, especially with the baby faces. It's kind of a nice definitive way to end the match, but there's still nothing like that 3 count to get the win.
Absolutely. 8. Oh, he's up.
Something that I like is, you know, the match has been on for like maybe 10 minutes at this point. We've only really had 1 count like that one. So, I mean, especially in today's last man standing matches, it feels like within the first 10 minutes you're already going to get like 5 counts and the matches come to a screeching halt. Yes, this might be it's a Triple H match. It's going to be a little more methodical, but it's not having those lulls like a lot of the last man standing matches have.
Absolutely. And, you know, that's always one thing I've loved about the game, the methodical aspect to his in-ring work and his character and his psychology in the ring. Oh, he's going for it, the pedigree. The nail in the head. Didn't let the arms go.
I think a lot of people might remember Chris Jericho from this era as being, you know, the funny, over-the-top heel. But being a babyface in the situation, he's definitely doing a good job getting sympathy and getting the crowd rallied behind him.
The classic I'm the lay on the top ropes pose. When you see that pose, who do you most think of, Brandon?
Triple H.
I mean, I was gonna go Eddie Guerrero, but okay.
Because I couldn't think of anybody, and Triple H was doing it, so.
Uh-oh. The game might be having a BF here. If you got that reference, all you White Chicks fans. The steel chair. Right in the abdomen. And now he's gonna smack him on the back. No, he's gonna pedigree him on the chair. Oh, he pushes Kyoto down. Here we go. Oh! Low blow. And the crowd pops. Uh-oh. The gears are turning in the head of Jericho. Chair shot to the head. Stephanie shocked. Oh, and there it is. Color. The Crimson Mask. Oh. Look at this. Hunter gigged himself pretty good, huh?
What are you talking about? That was real. That was real because Jericho hit him right in the head with the chair.
Oh, absolutely. You know, when we think of blood in matches, a lot of people would go Ric Flair, but I think Hunter and Shawn are tied.
Triple H looks like Matt Jackson on this episode of Being the Elite.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Oh!
Jericho could have easily slipped running the ropes there. He stepped right on the chair. Didn't miss a step. What a pro.
Exactly. That's why he's the best in the world at what he does. Jericho to the second rope. What are we going for? Missile drop kick. Facebuster. One arm, or one hand bulldog, I'm sorry. Now Jericho's going to have his way with Triple H. Oh! You fast forward 18 years later, he tears his pec on that spot.
That man needs a beer. Get that man a beer.
Get him a beer. Oh! Takes the steps.
And that's how you do it, Nia.
Oh, if you're referring to Kairi Sane and Nia Jax.
Maybe.
What are you gonna do?
Maybe Kairi and Nia shouldn't have a match for the foreseeable future.
I mean, Nia's not like most girls. I'm sorry Kairi couldn't handle it. But I could have handled it, just FYI. Back body drop off of the steps!
You gonna slide in Nia's DMs, let her know that you can handle it?
Hey now! Back to the match, Brandon, back to the match.
Sorry.
We'll talk about that after this, of course.
We went on like a 5-minute tangent about flip phones, so let's get back on track.
Absolutely. There he is. You see good old JR. You see the king. These giant monitors that I hear are actually heavy. You would think that they're just light. Oh, they smack each other with them.
I can see it. I mean, I remember those big old box TVs. Those things were heavy. So just imagine a little form like that. Those things are probably like 10, 15 pounds.
Absolutely. Probably way more than the WWF title. count of 5. I don't think... Has there ever been a double countout in the history of a last man standing match in the WWE?
I feel like there has been, but I can't think of one off the top of my head.
And then the match got restarted and we got a clear winner, right?
Probably.
Something or other. He's going for one more. Nope. Walls. Walls. He's putting him in the walls. No, or no. No, he's going Lion Tamer. Oh, no, no, no. It's walls. It's walls. Use that upper body strength. Pull yourself through. Now his body's elevated. As his blood covers the canvas. Uh-oh. There we go. Walls of Jericho to the $1 billion princess.
And let's be honest, this is the real feud. It's Chris Jericho versus Steph McMahon.
There we go.
After doing some research, actually the first ever last man standing match between The Rock and Mankind for the WWF Championship ended in a draw. So there you go.
There we go. Oh, takes the barricade. And that spot where Stephanie was in the walls and Hunter runs up and breaks it up, that same spot in San Jose a year later would be the spot where Triple H tears his quad. Oh.
Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, Royal Rumble 2004, ended in a draw.
There we go. Last man standing?
Of course.
Oh, and he takes the post.
John Bradshaw Layfield versus Kurt Angle, SmackDown 2005, ended in no contest.
You see? Here we go, the sledgehammer.
Undertaker versus Batista, WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Backlash 2007, ended in no contest.
Oh, that's more than I thought. The timekeeper right there, the bell ringer.
Randy Orton versus Triple H, WWE Championship, ended in no contest, Raw 2009.
By God. What's he going for? Oh, low blow. That timekeeper that just ran out of the way. That man deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He is the man that threw Stone Cold all his beers, and then they go through the table.
John Cena versus Ryback for the WWE Championship, ended in no contest. Extreme Rules, May 19th, 2013.
I remember that match. Yeah, that's when they both ran through the LED panels. I remember that. Stephanie, her back hurts.
And of course, how can we forget the last ever last man standing match we've had? Edge defeated Randy Orton in WrestleMania 36. 37 minutes and 8 seconds. What a barn burner of a classic that was.
Yes. Inside the confines of the Performance Center.
There's only been one last man standing match ever in WCW, and that would be Lance Storm defeating Mike Awesome to retain the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship and New Blood Rising 2000.
There we go. The game wins.
By a frog's hair, as Stone Cold would say on the PG shows. I can't say the other version because
this is just going to be on the internet. You can say it.
No, I'm okay.
All right.
I don't want to. I don't want to say the C word. I know people might get offended by that.
Oh, by God. Stephanie's still nursing the back injury like she's Matt Jackson. A back suplex.
Good, hard-fought, novel match, something we didn't see a lot at this time, and they actually gave you a finish, unlike the first ever Last Man Standing match.
They did. Check the time on this. I wanna say 27 minutes, right? 27 something. I'll go 27:13. That's my prediction. As the
Triple H defeated Chris Jericho in 23 minutes 11 seconds.
By a frog's hair. Actually, no, that's quite more than a frog's hair. I guess we can just stop it right there. All right, thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining Brandon and myself. This will be uploaded today, hours before Dynamite. So please, check out AEW Dynamite. We're going to talk about that tomorrow on the Bulletcast, and of course, we have to preview NXT Takeover in your house. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much, and I hope we got to entertain you, to get your mind off everything that's going on in the world and in our country. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe, and stay quarantined.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.